Hello and welcome to the DeSheltered podcast, the only podcast that has 13 minutes of a podcast just vanish into nothingness. We were going so great. We were starting so strong, the strongest that anyone has ever started, and then the recording software just crashed.
I blame you.
You should.
I don't know. That's why I do.
It's my fault. All my fault. I'm the one to blame. I'm a Hebrew. You know, I was referencing.
Yeah, no VeggieTales.
That's great. What we were talking about was something really great. You remember?
Mm-hmm.
You remember?
Yes.
You remember, guys? We were talking about this lovely topic. Hopefully, it won't crash the freaking everything again. We were talking about Scarlett Johansson and her plot to sue the pants off of Disney. Because, probably, from what I've read, I didn't do a lot of research, I just looked at it a little bit before we started, is that she's suing them because the money that she made, I know I already just said this, but I'm just saying it for them. The money that she made, or is going to make with Black Widow, is the money from the box office, specifically. Her salary is only going to be from people going to the movies to see it. And Disney, from what I read, is that they specifically promised her that it was going to be a theatrical release, which means it only gets released in the movie theaters to better increase her salary. But what they did is that they went behind her back and released it in theaters and also on Disney Plus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's basically all I know. We're just looking at this website, this most trustworthy website. I don't know if you guys are aware of this. It's kind of new. It's called The Verge. Very credible, very trustworthy news site. And that we're just looking through and seeing what exactly it is that we're missing. What they're saying that everyone doesn't already know. What are they saying? I don't want to read all this, but I feel like I'm going to have to. Try and fill in the blanks if you can, Dave. With the shift to streaming. Yo, Dave.
Yeah.
Good. I was wondering whether or not you fell asleep with your eyes open again. Oh my God. Yeah, that's we're gonna have to go ahead and apologize ahead of time. We're two very sleepy boys right now. I forget. I don't know if we mentioned it in this part. I don't think we did. It's 1:30 in the morning. So that's lovely.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. We had a whole talk about that we won't get into again. Yeah. So the thing with Scarlett Johansson, I'm bored now. I don't want to talk about it anymore. So we're gonna bring up something else. No more Verge. Mostly because I'm scared it'll crash QuickTime again. So we're gonna talk about something else. So how you been, Dave?
I've been.
Oh Jesus! I'm so energized right now. You have no idea. You know what's weird?
What's weird?
I actually am. I'm starting to feel it. I'm starting to get in that mode. You know? Have you ever been just in your room and it's been the latest it's ever been, and you've had more energy than your nubile little bod can handle?
What are you talking about?
No, you know what I mean. You heard me. What did I say?
Like any specific.
No, I mean
scenario?
It's just. I don't know if it's I don't know if it's just me, but it's when you're either laying down in bed or just simply in your room and it's late, you have this burst of energy that just makes you want to do everything that you can't do because it's so late. Like, you want to go get a sandwich, but you can't because all the restaurants are closed. Or you want to just make anything, you know? You want to watch a movie, you want to play games. For me, I want to edit, but I can't because it's 3 a.m. Or in like the worst points in time, 7. That's happened before.
Yeah,
That's
I've done
happened
that before.
yesterday.
I've done that before, but it's been more so a feeling of not necessarily the fact that it's been more so in anticipation of something is usually when
too.
I find myself with that.
Like Christmas. Like when we were kids at Christmas, we'd never want to sleep.
Yeah, kind of something like that. Yeah.
It's kind of like that. It's just excitement to it's like inspiration almost. But
Yeah.
for nothing. You're inspired to do everything but also nothing. You know what I mean? Am I making sense at all?
Yeah.
It's just this intense feeling to want to do something but not knowing exactly what. I don't really know why I get it. I just think I'm just naturally nocturnal. But I think it's just from this subconscious feeling that I haven't done anything and I want to do something. So in order to like make up for it, my body gives me this energy to do something, but since it's so late I can't do anything. So I just feel shame
I've
for
found
not
that
doing
happen.
anything all day
Well,
other than just going to work
I mean,
or sleeping.
There are a lot of things that you can do late at night. It's just not very. It's not a lot.
It's just very limited.
Mm-hmm.
But
Like I've
but the
done
thing
things
is,
before
it's
too,
not
yeah.
just wanting to do something or the knowledge of not being able to do anything or most things. It's also the fact that you know you need to rest because you need the energy for tomorrow, like for work or for a podcast. You know. But yeah, it's just yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's basically what I've been dealing with for like half my life.
Well,
You know,
I've felt that like the past hour, but just the opposite.
I'm in there.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys can, but our doggos are having a fight.
Mm.
They're having themselves a scuffle.
You know, what
Put your
kinda
mic
feels
up
like,
through the door.
Really?
Yeah, see if you can catch a snack at that. You guys hear that? Yes, baby Harley. Yeah,
Not necessarily a baby.
she's my baby. She's my baby Harley. Yeah, Harley's really the only one that actually growls. Well, she growls more often than Luna does.
Yeah.
Harley barks, Harley growls, but Luna barks and growls, but only very few times. She's barked at me more often than anyone else, I
Yeah.
bet. Just coming home late, and Luna's like, "Who's at the door?" It's just Josh.
Mm-hmm.
You know? What if we just fell asleep on camera?
Yeah, I was starting to feel that way. I was
yeah,
telling
I'm
you
seeing
before.
you like you're positioned in a way where you're like, yeah, just come.
It's kind of like when you're in church and you kind of start because you only get like 4 hours of sleep the night before, so you kind of start off sitting up, and you kind of like slowly like almost fall asleep.
But I
for a
don't feel
second.
that right now.
Because you said that you were getting more energized. I'm feeling the opposite.
Yeah, I'm getting more energy by the second.
I'm getting
I feel
more
like
and
I'm just
more
gonna come
mellow.
to a crashing halt. I'm going to predict it a bit. We've been recording This recording has been going for 10 minutes now. I'm going to predict that I'm going to start crashing at around 28 minutes.
Gosh, it's only been 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's only been 10
I
minutes.
feel like it's been a lot longer than that.
Me too. It feels like it's going for at least 15.
Well, probably
but it's
because we've
not.
been sitting here for an hour. That's probably why. Yes.
Oh, yeah, because freaking
It's past 1:30.
technology's so stupid.
Let me see.
I've just been getting some stuff
it's
together.
been over-
Apparently,
it's
we've
been
been
over an
sitting here a
hour.
lot longer than we've been recording.
It's been an hour, yep.
All right, let's do it. What else is there? Let me see. My unfaithfulness to Unasanas.
Oh, yeah.
Talk
I've
about
seen
that.
Well,
Yeah. If you guys don't know, Unasanas, well, you just had to be there. But for those of you who do, memento mori, and also we have to bring up something. Something. Honestly, I'm just very ashamed to admit.
well,
It's kind of like being in a relationship, you know. You love this, like, you know, those relationships you heard of where they're like, they're in love with this person, and then when they die, they're like, I'll never love anyone else. And then when they fall in love with someone else, that's not at all what this is like.
Yeah.
I just realized
Kinda
that.
like that. Yeah, it's kinda like that
between-
person.
It's not at all like that.
Yeah.
It's just with Unasanas, their entire message was that while they exist, you get to watch all their videos, watch them do their wacky wackatoids, and then I just made that word up. You see that? It was crazy. And you just get to watch all their videos as many times as you want. And when the channel gets deleted, which it did November last year, I think it was.
It
What-
was
August.
It was November.
It was 9 months ago. Unasanas was deleted 9 months ago.
Wow.
Yeah. And when they were deleted 9 months ago, they deleted their channel, their videos, and all other platforms relating to them, like their Twitter, their Instagram, their Tumblr, their Reddit, and their Spotify's still up though. Like the music they made, that's still
Oh.
up though. But yeah, and the whole point was that you can't take any of their videos and re-upload it, and if you do, number one, it defeats the purpose of Unasanas because you were supposed to like enjoy it and like you were supposed to enjoy it and like remember it as it was going, and then after it's gone, you only have the memories of Unasanas, and just re-uploading it just defeats the purpose. And also, Mark and Ethan would come at you as hard as they would anyone and get your channel like completely taken down, like deleted entirely. And not only that, but any channels relating to yours, because if you have like channels that are like tied together, I forgot what the term was, they'll get like deleted as well because they knew they were from the same person or they were cohorts or whatever. But yeah, I've been unfaithful.
Yeah.
I've been watching their videos.
Well, I've been watching a bunch of compilations. I've been watching like re-uploads of them, but I remember.
But compilations are fine. That's
Yeah.
like one of the few
I remember
compilations, animations, and like edits were the only things that they said was okay because it's technically it's fair use because it's a new form of
yeah, and they're
content.
because they're not just exactly
They're not just re-uploading. It's not just a simple
because
re-upload.
Honest themselves have not uploaded a compilation per se, or at least not in the exact same way.
Yeah. Well, technically, I mean, they did during the live stream.
Well,
It was all the editors.
Well, they didn't make it.
But also, there's been like people who've taken those specific clips of the compilations. Like my favorite one is Lixian's editing reel. That's my favorite one out of every single one. I don't even remember the names of the other editors. I just remember Lixian, and he's my favorite. I think he's my favorite editor ever. Like of all the other editors of every other YouTubers that I know of, Lixian is my favorite.
Dang.
Yeah. Because he has so much personality just from like the way he edits. There's also Bosch.
Yeah.
There's also you don't know this editor, Tara. Tara's the editor of Oompaville's channel. I like her because she's very funny. She's basically if the meme gained life and started editing videos. That's basically her. she's just a walking meme, and it's wonderful.
Oh.
And she edits in a way that's not too terribly annoying. So those are like my top 3 editors.
Oh.
Tara from Oompaville, Bosch, and Lixian.
Well, you're definitely way more into YouTube than me because I have no idea.
Yeah.
I know.
I have my favorite editors.
Yeah.
That's
Not just favorite YouTubers, favorite editors of YouTubers that you know.
exactly.
Or just independent editors that make their own videos. I have no idea. I wouldn't have the ability
If
to
you
come
were
up with
to
a top
if you were
three.
to say who would be your favorite editor, would it be someone that I know?
Probably. I mean, it probably would be one of your top 3.
Probably Lixian or Bosch.
Yeah. Maybe. Oh, no. Oh, what's this guy's name? Oh, what is his name?
Oh, I know that guy.
What do
What's
you
his
say?
name?
I can look it up right now.
He's my favorite editor.
Try to.
I bet there's someone on YouTube who's got like a decent following that's literally just called what's his name?
CS 188. He made one of the most. Oh my gosh, one of the most funny edits
Most
of an
funny.
infomercial. Yes.
Did you take a single grammar class? Most funny. This isn't funny at all. I'm sorry, I was just roasting you for no reason.
One of the funniest edits.
You're gonna have to show me after. Because if we
The most
show
humorous.
it on the pod, I bet it. I doubt
believe
it's gonna make
I
any
believe you've
sense.
seen it before. It's the one of the belt commercial. Remember?
I remember.
Yeah, he made a lot
This
of them.
belt's too loose. This belt's too tight.
Yeah.
This butthole is too loose. Or too tight.
Yeah, it's. I think I've seen that video maybe 15 times.
Oh yeah, it's great.
At
I love that video
least.
too.
Yeah. So he'd probably be up there. Just for that one video because I haven't seen many of his
Introducing
other
Belt,
videos.
the belt that belts.
And I've seen a lot of his other videos too. And I've kind of got lost in them. And all of them are like 8 minutes long or something like that.
Really?
Like 5 minutes, which is very long for an edit.
Yeah.
Usually a lot of edits are like maybe a minute.
Oh, actually, there's this other editor that's like their own person. It's kind of like Bosch, except he's a compilation editor. He edits Apex videos that they make, and they make one every time that like a new character is released or like a new season's released. And just imagine just imagine with me for a sec. Imagine dragons, fire shooting from the sky, pixies
Imagine.
flying around, caught
Imagine.
on fire.
Imagine. A terrible analogy.
Imagine a bad joke.
But we don't have to imagine one of those.
No, their name's Gooflol, and their image is of in a Goofy movie when Max is walking out their door like during "They're not gonna laugh anymore" with his sunglasses and his backwards hat.
Yeah.
That's his profile picture. And
Best movie of all time, Goofy movie.
it is. It's so good. But we're not a movie review channel. We're an editor review channel. Where he's basically like he takes Apex clips that he makes himself and he's kind of like those old like quickscope videos back then.
Yeah.
Just imagine them like today like if they were like with modern memes and everything, but it was specifically Apex.
Oh, okay.
It's basically
I see.
like that.
I understand what you're saying. All right. Well, in terms of your ranking of like very funny editors, where would he be?
I think he'd be 4.
Yeah.
And the way I listed him, I think it
How
goes
many?
from like respectfully Lixian, Tara, Bosch, Gooflo.
Yeah.
I think.
You have any more to add to that amazing list of YouTube personalities?
Me, right under Gooflo.
Wait, to be called an editor, do you have to be able to like get paid, or is it just a hobby you have to pick up?
I think it's just a hobby,
Yeah,
or just the ability to edit. I guess.
I guess so.
Like I can. I mean, I don't edit often, but I would consider myself an editor because I know how. But you, not at all.
Yeah.
You tried and didn't. One
I've
time.
edited stuff before.
Have?
Yeah, I have.
When?
Putting together clips before,
That's like the
like
minimalist
adding
thing
like
ever.
MP4s, like individual MP4s into like a.
Let's
I say
let's
template,
just
but it's
cut,
not.
paste, clip,
And then
and then repeat.
adding like background music and taking out the audio,
I don't think that counts.
adding transitions, things like that, which is very easy to do when you have a decent, um, editing software.
I guess
Yeah.
so. I've been having bad trouble just finding a good editing software. Actually,
Really?
yeah. Like the one I've been using for the longest time is Movavi. I've just been using it because it's the one I've basically stuck with.
Mm-hmm.
I've bought them twice, and they were around $60 each.
Bought it twice. Why?
Because it's so dumb. The one I bought before was the editing software that I bought before Florida, and I used it to edit an Apex video. I think it was the first one I made. Yeah. That's when my edits started getting good, because you can only with iMovie, that was the one I was using before I got Movavi, and iMovie is it's so stupid. Just imagine, like, have you tried using iMovie on your phone?
Yeah.
Just imagine that, but with like 2 other things you could do on it. That's iMovie on the computer.
Really?
Yeah, it crashes so often. The clips don't line up properly. When you add too many things, it just gets slower and slower. You're very limited with what you can do. And the way that they're like the layout of everything and how you're like allowed to do some things is just so dumb. Like being able to make animations, it's it's just annoying. So I got Movavi, and it's fine. It's just not as good as I would like it to be. I've just been using it a long time because I've bought it, and I think I just have buyer's remorse, and now I'm just kind of like I'm stuck with it, I guess.
Well, I know somebody who like edits stuff for a church or like I guess like a school, and
I don't trust that.
he like he also he was a student at the school, but the thing is
Oh, even more so.
the organization bought all of the equipment, so like I think he bought an iMac that he uses to edit the editing software, and I guess I'm assuming some other equipment, but the editing software he uses was like $300 or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was really nice editing software too.
Adobe seems to be like the standard, but I've heard a couple of other like editing software
I don't think it was
names
Adobe
float
he was
around.
using, yeah.
There was also like FL Studio. I heard that one. And well, there's Adobe Premiere. And I don't know if it's just because I bought, I think it is exactly because I bought Movavi recently. I've been seeing a lot of Movavi ads on YouTube.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, that's probably it. Yeah,
that's
because some
exactly
of them
it.
are targeted.
Because it was immediately after I bought it, I started seeing ads. I was like, that's kind of redundant. I already bought your thing. Why are you showing me ads now? Because I never saw it before.
It might not be because you bought it. It might have been because you researched it. Because sometimes when you look up,
No, I looked it up way before.
really,
Yeah, I
well,
bought
maybe
it.
something
I
like
bought
that
it.
takes
I
time.
bought it in Florida. I think it was like 3 years ago. Was it? I don't know. It's been forever ago. And I bought it again recently, and I'm hoping I can get a refund. But I don't know how long I've had it. But I'm hoping that it's been short enough to where I can ask for a refund.
Yeah.
Hopefully, or like a partial one at that, because it's a lot of money that I need, dude.
What an exhilarating conversation talking about editing software.
Well, it's kind of interesting for me because I like editing whenever I do it.
Let's see. There's Adobe. There's Flash Player.
Whatever. Shut up. You don't know me. You'd never know me. You would never know me. Yeah. What else is there? What time is it? Oh, Jesus.
Almost 2 o'clock.
It's not even half an hour we've been going for going. Um, what else is there? Do you have anything to bring up?
Me.
Yeah, I'm running on E here, dude.
Oh, the
I
fact
kind of
that-
called it.
Well,
It's 26 minutes and 37 seconds.
th-
I'm starting to crash now.
The
I've
one
been
thing-
very close.
the one thing I have been following was NBA free agency, which I don't know if you're.
Not at
That-
all.
Yeah, that's part of the thing is that I'm very interested in NBA and NCAA basketball. Yet
Next.
Josh is very much of a sports guy.
Next.
Anime.
Yeah. All right. Let's bring that up.
All right.
Very interesting.
Since you have-
Anime. Well, it's not necessarily like we were not really big into anime just like last year. We because we didn't. We would never, or at least I wouldn't. What did I just do?
Made a noise.
I did indeed. I don't know how to put this. I think,
You think?
yeah, crazy, right?
Could have fooled me.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's just I don't know how to say this without sounding like the biggest jerk. So I'm not. I just didn't I just didn't want to watch anime. It was only recently when you started getting into anime and then I'd watch you watching anime. Not you, but I just watched the anime that you were watching and I'd be like, that actually looks cool. And then I started to get into it.
Yeah.
And now I'm into My Hero Academia.
I thought anime was very weird because the only videos of
It is.
anime, the only
It's-
intro to anime that I had before actually watching it was one ads
One
for,
Punch Man.
ads for Crunchyroll or clips on YouTube of people in anime overreacting to like scenes.
Yeah.
Like the one where the guy was watching a clip from One Piece and he like accidentally like broke down his door or something like that. Like his door fell on him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I saw that one. That one's funny. Or like from Sky Does Minecraft.
Maybe.
Yeah.
That was a long
Just
time ago.
like not watching like their reaction anime or whatever. Oh, but like for real though, his Dragon Ball Xenoverse playthrough. I thought it was great.
Well, not really. I still haven't watched Dragon Ball Z yet.
for me, I guess for me exactly is like the only way I knew about anime was through references in video games
Mm-hmm.
and like people talking about it secondhand. I only knew about it secondhand and from like Death Battle,
Yeah.
people talking about specific
And
characters
the
from
thing
specific
about,
animes.
The thing about anime is that you don't really understand how globally appealing it is, but how vast of like a venue of entertainment it is until after you start watching it and then start researching.
No, I knew
other
before
anime.
too.
I didn't know
It's
that.
kind of like all. It's like anime. It's like. It's not only its own genre. It's its own thing.
Yeah.
I don't know how to. I don't know how to
Well, the
say
thing
this.
is-
Like, you know, every cartoon that isn't anime, it's like if you specifically watched anime, you were missing out on all that. That's basically the equivalent of what we were doing.
Well, for me specifically, I said that because you don't really understand that. Like when you think of anime, you think of like weebs essentially, or people who are very like
we only know we only knew the worst of it.
well, yeah, that too. But like people who want to assimilate themselves into Japanese culture, which I don't think there's anything wrong with
Yeah,
being fascinated with a different
like MLP
culture.
fans.
Yeah,
It's like that for anime.
yeah. But like for example, when I started watching Naruto, me
Yeah.
and my friend, who actually was the one who introduced me to it, me and him bought Naruto shirts, different ones, but it was still like a cool thing that we did. And I
I bought a shirt. It was cool.
I wore it out. I wore it out, and a bunch of people, because I was playing basketball. So like when you're playing basketball, you don't really necessarily
Yeah.
run into a bunch of weebs. But a bunch of people were talking to me. I was like, "Hey, you watch Naruto?" And it wasn't necessarily a very broad shirt because it didn't say Naruto on it. So if no one would actually recognize the shirt unless they actually watched the show.
Yeah. It was basically like just a shirt of references.
Yeah.
It was
I didn't even really understand the shirt until I finished watching the series, because I was watching Naruto, not Naruto Shippuden, which is the second series,
yeah.
and that's what that shirt's from.
yawning.
I just thought it was cool, so I got
I
it.
wonder how many of you guys yawned after hearing that. It's great, wasn't it? All right,
know.
continue.
Well, I
I'm
just
just trying to add some comedic content here.
Well,
We're
I was just-
basically just
I was just
we're
explaining
just,
myself.
just word vomiting at this point. There's
Well,
no comedic aspect to this.
well, I-
Blah blah blah.
Essentially, I'm just trying to say that more people watch anime than I expected. You know, because there's
Yeah.
a good amount of people who.
It's just the ones you don't expect.
Yeah.
Because the ones who watch anime are the worst of it, honestly. Because it's like weebs and annoying people.
Yeah.
Whereas the ones who are chill and they're like cool, you never expect because you're biased and you are very judgmental about everybody and just mumbling at this point. How are you doing? Welcome to Distractable. Today we're talking about anime. How are you doing, David?
You said distractible.
And I meant it. I am. Hello, everybody. My name's Markiplier. Take off the mask. Hello, everybody.
My name's 5'4".
3, 2, 1. 5'4". What does that mean? Oh, 5'4".
Because Markiplier's
Because he's short. I got it. Did you get it? He's so tiny.
Oh yeah.
Tiny man. All right. What?
Markiplier. Well, you
We're
know what?
so.
You know what Markiplier kind of looks like? It's like if you had a picture of a normal guy,
Flynn Rider.
but like compressed it vertically. He's built like a Roblox character.
He is. Mark's just Roblox, dude.
Oh my god.
That's awesome. No,
I'm
there's this
sorry.
one. Mark actually made a video of it while he was in Canada. He just went over all these characters that looked like him. What was one of them that actually was very, very
Oh, yeah, a bunch of
similar?
people have done that. Have you ever gotten? Speaking of, I don't mean to distract.
Just,
I don't mean to distract you, but have you ever gotten that too? Like you've either you yourself have watched something and be like, "Hey, that guy looks like me," or you've gotten like, or someone has like told
Yeah,
you that you
you
look
wanna
like
know who?
someone else, either fictional or otherwise.
You want to know who?
Who?
Choji.
Choji.
That was like
Choji
me like
like a
5
Michi?
years ago, I guess.
Yeah.
Choji.
Oh yeah.
That
I
was just
guess,
a very plump
I guess
boy.
so. And speaking of
I hate
Choji,
that.
getting into anime, I'm more so I'm a Naruto fan than anime fan, but I've kind of slowly like diversified myself
And the difference
after
being
finishing the
is
Naruto series. And
Naruto not an anime, sir?
well, you can be loyal to an anime because I didn't watch any other anime while I was watching Naruto and Naruto Shippuden. It was only that. And
Yeah.
in my mind, I was like, once I'm finishing with Shippuden, if I end up watching the other series, that's kind of gonna be some of the only anime that I watch.
What are all the
Um,
animes you've watched so far? I knew you watched Naruto. I know you're on Boruto. You finished Full Metal Alchemist.
Yes,
You're
both series.
you're
I'm in the middle of watching MHA, My Hero Academia,
you both are.
or Boku no Academia.
Yeah. Was that it?
No, it was Naruto, Naruto Shippuden, Boruto, Fullmetal Alchemist, Brotherhood, and the original series, which are both really good. But
You
they're
also
both-
watched a couple of
both
Naruto
very
movies, right?
different. Yeah. And I've seen.
But I guess like what I mean is just like its own thing. Like Naruto, Naruto Shippuden, Boruto, and like all the Naruto movies are like its own thing. Like that's all Naruto.
Yeah.
You know
And
what I mean? Like it's
even
like
today,
Naruto
has plenty of
Full Metal
fans.
Alchemist, Fetid Bedurch, Kidded Jade, Bibber Burbed, and then the Digger Spread.
Oh, Death Note too. I watched Death Note.
Right. I know that one.
Death Note was only one season though.
What are some animes you kind of want to? That one's such a stupid question. Ignore I said that.
Kind of want to watch. Is that what you're gonna say?
That's what I was gonna say.
It's obvious ones like
It's just
Dragon
weird
Ball Z.
because I'm into anime now, or kinda. I'm just into My Hero Academia.
Mhm.
I was kinda into Naruto while you were into it, but I was more into the games we got
Yeah.
than into the series.
Speaking of the games, which brings me back, we were talking about Choji Akamichi.
Check it,
and-
back, baby.
But in the game, we just recently bought the.
I know you're gonna bring.
We just let me tell this one. We just recently bought the Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm games
Oh yeah, Ultimate Ninja
from
Storm.
Bandai Namco.
Yeah,
And-
specifically the first one
Yes, we bought the
because
whole
we bought
thing
1
together.
through 4.
1 through 4, and I'm on the second one now. The first one was really good, but
First one. But the first one
Um,
has something very magical
yes,
in it.
because when you look up the command chart or like the moves chart,
Yeah,
Choji has every character
every
has
character has their
specifically
own like
named
their own
movesets.
command list where
Yeah.
they have their own commands and then like the names for it was like what's that one from Rock Lee called? It was like Cherry Blossom or whatever. Leaf Hurricane.
Yeah, Leaf
And then
Hurricane,
there's,
Dynamic Entry, things
Dynamic
like
entry
that,
and like you got
which
those
are
special names.
usually all things from the show, or at least
Exactly.
are themed based off the characters. So Chojis are all based off of food,
Yeah, because they're all food
and,
puns. You know, like
and all of them are like
boil the water or
skim
like
the broth,
skim the waff, but the
waff,
one,
and then there's
the
one, the best
the
move
magical one
in the game,
is
Bean Flick.
flick the bean.
Yeah, Bean.
No, bean flick.
Bean
That's
flick.
it. It's called bean flick.
Yes. And if you don't get that joke, then you probably shouldn't.
Then you shouldn't be watching.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you don't know what that is,
Actually,
look
yeah,
it up if you're old enough.
That's a kind of another thing. That's a kind of another thing. I'm Mario for now. It's a me. Mario.
Hello, Mario.
Hello, Mario. But yeah, that's another thing I kind of want to bring up. I've been feeling I've kind of been forcing the 18 plus part of it. Here's the thing. I want this podcast to be like Ow, I just split my back in half. I want this podcast to be an unfiltered podcast where we can bring up and talk about anything and say it in whatever way we see fit that isn't bad. But I feel like I've kind of been forcing that, you know? I've just been listening back to the other episodes and I like hear myself drop an F-bomb here and there. Where I'm like, I didn't have to do that.
Well,
You know?
you never have to, but it's kind of every once in a while.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to. It's just, you know, like everyone brings up the argument. It was like, you don't have to, but it helps. But it's also not necessary. I feel like I'm dropping it when it doesn't have to be, you know? And that's it. That's all I want to say, you know? Let's just bring that
That's
to
a very-
a grinding halt.
That was a very good rabbit trail.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't know. it's not like it's immoral or anything. It just feels out of character for me. You know?
Yes. Because you literally have a shirt that's like it says like against cursing shirt. Remember that shirt you have? It's of the old man saying "dag nabbit."
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was like shirts to like stop cursing or whatever.
Yeah.
That's funny. I like the old man.
Yeah. Anyway,
talk for 5 seconds. I'll be right back.
You got a friend for
I
who?
wonder if they could hear that. But yeah, I've got a friend for us. I've been feeling this podcast has been missing some things. You know? It's been missing a lot of things. But one of the things...
Like comedy.
You shut your mouth. But one of the things that I feel like I could bring to the table, one of the things that I could introduce tonight is a mascot.
A mascot?
I have a mascot for us.
Really?
What's a name? Give me a name.
Oh, I thought you were going to ask me what the definition of a name was.
What is the definition of a name? What's a name? No, just give me a name. A random name.
Epstein.
That's stupid. Another one. A good name.
Gerald.
Jared?
Gerald.
Gerald? That's good.
Yeah.
Maybe Gribbets? Charkit? Charcoal. I like charcoal.
Charcoal?
You're right. We're gonna introduce tonight the mascot of the DeSheltered podcast. Say hello to Charcoal, everybody.
That looks like something I don't want to say. The hell is that? Is that a burnt marshmallow? Looks like a very large kidney stone. Did you pass that in the bathroom while you were away? If so, that was really fast.
No. Yeah, I just left to pass this real quick and bring it to you. No. This is Oh my god. It's a potato.
It's a potato.
Yeah, I stole this from work like 2 months ago.
Looks like it was a potato, maybe at one point. You stole it from work.
I stole it from work.
Was it like under the deep fryer? It looks like it was like
no,
like the crust from like the deep fryer that like hardens.
It like fell out. It like we have this supply truck coming every Friday, and our bags come in our bags come in bags. Our potatoes come in like sacks,
like
and one of them fell out, and I was like, I would take it.
It looks like if
on the way out the door, I put it in my pocket and just walked out with it.
It looks like if you like.
This is a dehydrated potato. It's just been in my drawer for the past 2 months.
Looks like if a potato became a testicle.
Oh, I bet this sounds great. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the DeSheltered podcast. Featuring our new mascot, Charcoal.
That's what happens to your ball sack.
Let's get a good view of this. Everyone, take a good look at our new mascot. Let's take a good look at Charcoal, our new mascot. He's even got little arms or antennas, whatever you want to call him.
Now I get why you call him Charcoal, because I want to burn him.
Oh, David, you brighten my night. This is great.
Well, it would be morning then, huh? Wouldn't it?
Freaking!
So don't throw them at me. I freaking get
Charcoal.
a disease.
You will be.
Have you washed that thing since you picked it up off the ground when it was being transferred via a sack?
It has many diseases, and I probably have most of them.
Okay.
I've even made him stand. Look at that.
Many of them are probably airborne.
Look at him. I made him like propped up against the edge of the carpet. Look at that.
How do you see a person in that?
You see these little sprouts off? It looks
Looks
like little
unidentifiable.
arms. All he needs is a face. It's just been shriveled away.
Yeah, it
Oh,
should,
this is
it
glorious.
should be put in a
I
museum.
love this. This is awesome.
It should be put in a museum
I've been having more fun in these past 5 minutes than I have in this entire episode.
and blown up.
Okay. Well, um, yeah, here it is. Our new mascot.
I'm afraid something evil is gonna come out of it if it's broken. Like a
it's just
like a
it's just
spirit.
Pandora's box if it was just a shriveled potato.
It's like a spirit of an angry
That's the
frog.
philosopher's stone.
Spirit of an angry frog.
Awesome. Okay, well, here's the thing. We already brought up deja vu. Annoying ads, stupid candy brands, my old YouTube comments. Well, when I have that ready, we can bring that up. Personal stories. I guess so. We've been rolling for 45 minutes now.
That seems good.
Nah. Let's bring up one more thing. What's something from our childhood that we haven't brought up yet? We've only done 2 episodes.
How
How about the time?
was it like my embarrassing basketball story? Remember that one? 5th grade.
If you want to. Yeah.
I mean, this doesn't have much to do with basketball other than everything. But
You know,
for those
except
who
for
don't,
the fact that it
Yeah.
was basketball and
this
everyone
happened
there
a long
watching
time ago, but it's
basketball.
still something that haunts me
yeah.
to this day. So,
You know, it's actually kind of cool because even though it was embarrassing, it's like your origin story almost. It is truly.
I'm not a s- oh,
Like
it's not
I
I'm a
feel like this
superhero.
is the reason why you work so hard is because of this one moment.
Oh, I work hard every day.
Yeah, you work hard and you play harder. And I'm in my room. Hard.
Hard at work.
Hard at work in my room.
That should have been your joke. Instead of
Working
being
hard.
working hard, it should be I'm hard at work.
I'm working hard and
I'm hard at work.
I'm hard at work and I'm hard at work.
I'm hard at work and I'm hard
That's
at
just
home.
my Viagra joke again.
Yeah. I know, that's what you said. I'm hard at work and I'm hard at home.
I'm hard at work and I'm hard at work.
Around the clock.
All right, go Ben. Go.
Anyway,
Go with your
this
desk.
story starts my 5th grade year.
You talk about that. I'm gonna take a nap.
I was, well, I think you should. You've probably heard this story a lot of times, but I was around 9 years old at the time. I think 9, 10. And at this point in my life, I was a short, small little kid who had no natural athletic ability.
Like
So,
any kid
of
is.
course, when to pass the time, I asked our parents to sign up for an intramural basketball league, a little league team that our school put together.
What basketball? What now?
Intramural, it means like within, so it's not like travel ball. It's just like within the like school.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Oh. So it's kind of like just what Liberty did.
Yeah.
They just went to
it was a
they just
little
went to
league.
other schools and played basketball there.
Yeah, that's not intramural. That's opposite. That's travel ball.
Oh.
This is different.
Oh.
Intramural is
that's
within.
just where they played against other students from that school.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, all the people who signed up to play were either people from the school or people who knew they were from the school and signed up. So I think the league was like 3rd to 6th graders or something like that. It was elementary school kids and we I think the team that I was on was the green team. So we didn't have actual names for teams.
Nice. It rhymed.
And I think that the year before, I think was my 2nd year playing. So this was my 3rd year playing. The year before, I was on the red team, and we ended up winning the championship. So this year, I had high hopes that I would perform a lot better, and that I would that we would try to run a back-to-back championship run. Which didn't end up happening, but
for the greatest reason.
yeah, but for the oh my gosh. So this year I was 0 inches taller, and I spent the off season, or at least like the summer, working hard, by staying inside and watching TV all day. So I didn't really do anything. I think honestly I got worse at basketball from fourth to fifth grade, because at this point in my life I liked basketball, but only as like something I did
Keep
in
talking.
PE or recess. So that entire year, even though I didn't really love basketball that much, um, I still thought that our team was good enough to win the championship that year. But instead, our team won 0 games the entire year. Our team sucked. We were not good. I don't think either one of the people that were on our team actually were decent at basketball, including myself. Um,
Short
but
intermission. We're gonna have a dog break.
fast forward to the last game of the season. It's like their playoff or whatever. It's like a end of the season tournament,
You're still going, aren't you?
and we're playing the red team, which I think out of like the 8 or so teams that were playing, I think it was like 6 or 8 teams. We were the bottom, so they were like the third seed or something like that. And the entire game we were down, but at the very end we had like a slight push, and we were up by 2 with I believe 2 seconds left on the clock, and we had the ball. So
did?
of course I was on the floor, and we were
Yeah,
very
the ball by
hyped
the
because we
balls.
hadn't won a game the entire season. It's like the 76ers during the 2010s. Like we hadn't won any games that season, so winning this game would be like winning a championship in our eyes.
Like,
Yes, because we
Is
hadn't
it?
won a game that season. No, it was the playoffs. It was a consolation game. We wouldn't even be able to win the championship because we
Oh.
were the very bottom.
of course.
So we still had this game at like very high in our minds, because we hadn't come together to win a game the entire season. So at that point, the rest of the game was simple. Like any basketball player who's played basketball, who's above the age of 3 or maybe even below, knows that if you're up by a certain amount of points, you have the ball, run the clock out, right? Especially if you only have 2 seconds left. The only thing they can do is foul you, and even then, they're probably not going to win because there's 2 seconds left on the clock. Just inbound the ball,
Yeah.
hold it,
Anybody.
and then anybody. So the play was essentially just to
Anybody.
pass the ball. I didn't play guard. I played center or power forward. I was a rebounder because I couldn't do anything
Wait,
else on
what
the floor.
position are you now? It's called point
Shooting
guard,
guard.
right?
I'm a 2 guard because I'm not tall enough to rebound anymore.
Two
but-
guard. What does that mean?
Shooting guard. It's like a next to the point guard. So I'm a guard. So like usually like they're the shorter guys who have the ball the most around the perimeter
I wonder if they can hear this.
because I'm a shooter. But I wasn't in
Harley,
fifth
no,
grade.
not charcoal. You bit off his arm. Harley, no. You freaking idiot. He's
But
still happy, though. Harley bit off
but-
charcoal's arm.
there was.
Look at it. He's not
Good.
an amputee.
I'm good.
Just take the other one off for good measure. Do it. Take out the other one. Thanks, Harles. Freaking don't. Away with you,
Now he's just.
foul beast.
Now he's just a shrunken
Away
coconut.
with you.
Now he's just a shrunken coconut.
It's fine.
Dehydrated potato.
Here's the arm. Anyways, continue.
Anyway, there's 2 seconds left on the clock. 2 seconds away from winning our first game of the season, and then the play was essentially the inbounder would pass it to our point guard because I wasn't supposed to get the ball. I wasn't good with handling the ball. But when they inbounded the ball, and we wanted the ball on the other side of the court, so it was the opponent. We were next to the opponent's team's basket, but it didn't really matter because all we had to do was hold on to the ball. That was the only thing we tried to do.
I mean, up.
We're up by 2. No, we were up by 1. Up by 1
By
point.
one.
That's right.
You were
And
winning.
so I was just kind of
You were
standing
winning
there because
up by 1. How many?
Yeah.
How much point to take with that by?
2 seconds.
2 seconds. I'm surprised you even knew what I was talking about.
We had 2 seconds
That's concerning, actually.
left, and I was like in between the post and 3-point line. So I was like, I wasn't really far away from their basket. and I was just standing there, not really paying attention because one, I was like 10, wasn't really interested, but also I just thought that the other guy was gonna get the ball, and Nick, I think Nick, I think was our point guard at the time. Nick would get the ball, and he'd run the clock out, and we win the game. So we're 2 seconds away from winning our first and only win of the season.
Only, yeah.
So ends up that when the inbounder clapped the ball to pass it in, one of the defenders came up and started guarding our point guard, Nick. So the guy who was an inbounder actually ended up passing it to me, and I almost didn't catch it because I didn't think I was getting the ball. So I caught it. I looked around and like immediately my heart went from like 0 to 100, just like in a snap because I didn't.
How
think I
many
was gonna get
seconds
the
are on the
ball.
clock at this point?
Well, the clock only starts once I touch it. So once I touch the ball, they started the clock.
And when they started the
So
clock,
within 2 seconds, I look around. I can't see anyone to pass it to because the inbounder hasn't come in. Couldn't pass it back to him. And from the stands, I heard someone yell, "Shoot it!" And for some reason, I just became brainwashed.
and what side were you on?
I was on the opponent's side, so I was right next to the opponent's
Right.
basket.
And you were gonna shoot it.
So I turned around, looked at the basket, and shot it on the opponent's side. But like I said before, I wasn't a shooter. I wasn't even an offensive player.
You were just
Really?
the guy who grabs the ball and tosses it to other dudes.
Yeah. I was a
But-
rebounder.
For some reason,
Yeah, for some reason, God's hand decided, you know what? Let's
let's just add to this boy's misery.
he made this decision. It's his
He
fault.
made his decision. He made his bed. Now he's gonna lay in it.
Yeah.
Shoot.
And
Score.
once I shot it, it was veering to the right because I didn't have an even shot. Now I have a shot where usually you're supposed to keep your arm straight and shoot with one
Well,
hand.
now you do.
Yeah, and the most you can have is because the left hand, if you're righty, is supposed to guide the ball. But when I was playing, because I was so short, and we were playing with, I believe we were playing with a smaller ball anyway. But I kind of
Good smell.
and I shot with two hands, so it was veering to the right, and I was like, "Oh, this is fine," because I'm in the corner. Or like the wing area, so it's not straight in front, but I'm not like in between. So I started veering to the right. I was like, "Oh, okay, this is gonna brick. It's gonna be embarrassing, but at least we'll get the win. People can laugh about it and everything." And I saw it turning right, and I was kind of like, "What's going on?" So it's like that. So it's like High School Musical, or like a high school drama where like the ball's in the air and it's
It was like
in
slow motion. You were watching
That's
it go
exactly
in.
what it was like. And I was like,
Oh my god.
"Oh crap!" And it hit the backboard, and it was like, ding, ding, ding. It went in, and I could hear the buzzer, and I was like, "What just happened?" Because like part of me was like, "What in the world just happened?" And I saw because one of my friends on the other team, Richelieu, and he couldn't believe it either. He was like smiling. He was like, what just, because no one could believe what happened because the odds of a kid being so dumb, having zero sports IQ in general,
dumb.
having
That kid
zero
was so
sports
stupid.
IQ in general. You have to have like a negative sports IQ to have,
You have to have negative IQ.
yeah, in order to think that shooting the ball on the opponent's basket at any point would be a good idea. Much less at the point where it can make the difference between you winning and losing a game at the last second.
Hold on. Wait.
Wait, what?
Trying to think of a tactical reason as to why that would be a good idea.
No, it would never be a good idea.
No, I'm thinking.
No.
No, I'm thinking.
It's not legal.
I'm thinking. Shut up, I'm thinking.
You're trying to think of
No, I'm
something.
thinking.
I know basketball, dude.
I know it too. I know that it exists. I can't think of anything.
Yeah, of course you can't. It's not.
No, wait. What if you're, like you said, you're low on time and you're trying to pad out time?
Yeah.
You are all on your side. What you do?
If
You
they're
take
on
the
our
ball
side, pass the
and
freaking
you-
ball.
Chuck it to the other side of the court against the backboard. It bounces. Everyone rushes to the ball, but instead it bounces, flies over everyone else's head, bounces, goes to the other side. Everyone's already on the opposite side, because they're trying to grab the ball, but you stayed on that side. It bounces directly back to you. You have a free shot. You take it, you score, and you win the game. You can do that as a diversion to.
No, because
Are you done?
No, because that's
Are
not.
you done?
Pretty sure that's not legal to do in a game.
Are you sure?
To purposefully,
Are you sure?
actually no. It is legal. It is a legal thing to do because I remember I'm not the only one who's done that before. There's professional basketball players who've done this, like
Who
scored
scored
a
on the
long goal.
opposite time?
Yeah, or at least have tried. I remember there's one clip of a guy playing overseas.
Michael Jordan.
No, definitely not. There's a guy playing overseas, and it was off a free throw, and he grabbed the rebound, put it back up, missed, grabbed it, put it back up, missed, grabbed it, put it back up, missed, grabbed it, tried to put it back into the basket and missed. He tried like 4 times.
In the enemy's time? Or in their one?
And they're on their own basket. Tried to make it 4 times and missed. And their teammates were like thinking of, because he grabbed the board, they're thinking of going to the across court and setting up their offense. And he was like, wait, no, and his enemy just trained up and tried to block him. And gratefully he missed. But if he would have made it, then whether the game would be on the line or not, doesn't matter. That's like, it's such an embarrassing moment for a player. It's like, that guy's definitely not making more than like minimum wage playing basketball. That guy's probably going to be cut from the team. Like,
What's the minimum wage of basketball?
well, there's a minimum because you sign contracts for basketball, like NBA contracts at least, and there's certain minimums that you can take, like a minimum, like a veteran minimum. Have you ever heard of that?
I've heard of veterans.
It's like 500. It's like 500K a year, I think. 500K a year, I think, is the veteran minimum.
Look at this girl.
So if you've been in the league for more than 10 years, that's your minimum wage, is 500K a year.
What do you
think.
want?
But anyway, after it went in,
Look at these pretty eyes.
I didn't want to go to school the next day because there was a bunch of kids' parents, and I was like getting in the car, and there was like kids' parents pulling up from their cars, like getting out of the parking lot, and they would like be like, "It's okay, it's okay." There are professional ball players who've done that and do nothing but make me feel worse because I'm like, what I've done is so bad that parents I don't even know are coming up and trying to comfort me.
It was like,
But that's only making me feel worse because the kids.
it was like their
because
comfort
the
is
kids of
doing the exact
parents
opposite of what they
who are
want
on
to
my
do.
team, like were like putting their head down, like in shame, or they were like crying.
Crying because you lost them.
Yeah,
Awesome.
and I
'Cause
didn't want to
I've
go to
been in
school
that-
the next day.
Well, haven't been in that position, but I know what I know what you mean. I've felt that where like you feel bad and people trying to console you only make you feel worse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I didn't want to
It
go to
was
school
like,
the next
thanks.
day.
I'm now adding you to my list.
I didn't want to go to school the next day either because
Oh my god.
there was, I think one of the girls in my class was like, because they had like cheerleaders that played with like that didn't play, but they cheered on.
There's cheerleaders that played cheerleader.
Yeah, and
These are the
she
smallest
told
socks.
me the day of the game because I think it was like on like a Thursday or something. She looked at me, she's like, "You better win the next game." I'm gonna be very mad because we haven't won. She had won because her team hadn't won a game like for the whole season. So obviously, like it's hard to cheer for a team that's losing all the time.
Yeah.
So she
But
almost
the
got her
snacks
wish.
were good.
She almost got her wish, but she jinxed it. It's her fault. She jinxed it.
She
So,
jinxed it.
Yeah, wasn't my fault.
Well, the game might have been a bust, but the concessions were good. I like their hot dogs. And their airheads.
If there was one thing that I got from the concession stand all the time, it was Airheads.
Oh yeah.
That was inconsistent
I got
amongst
those too,
all.
But yeah, I think ever since then I've gotten better, but I don't think it was until 2 years after that that I actually started playing basketball. And now
Yeah.
I'm actually pretty decent at it. So
Pretty decent.
yeah, pretty decent.
Pretty decent. I'd beat you though. Bruh.
I'll beat you, man.
I mean, I guess here's my thoughts. I'm not saying this in any way to like belittle you, but I think I could, if I had a little bit more knowledge of basketball, if I just knew more, I think it could take you.
No.
Just because of my sheer size and like my length. You see this wingspan, dude? This is the wingspan of
Size?
a
Size don't
freaking
mean
man
anything in
bat.
basketball.
This is the I could like reach over you and put it in the basket.
No, you could not. Bro, I could probably get higher than you, man.
Yeah, but your vertical's probably probably surmount me in vertical height jump size.
Yeah, probably. Considering
Do it now.
I train.
Jump and see how high you
I'm
go.
not gonna do that.
I say
I
jump.
literally
You
just
say
played-
how
I
high.
literally just
You
played
jump and
basketball
go
for 3
high.
hours.
Jump
My
and say
knees
how high.
hurt.
Go jump and to see how high.
My knees hurt, dude. I don't want to jump.
Well, then that'll be good.
What? How does that help?
This will be good for me when we do our matchup.
No, I can't dunk, but I can like grab the rim. That's about more I can do. That's as much as I can
These
do
are
at
the
this point.
smallest socks ever.
Or maybe you just have bigger feet than you should.
Then I should.
Yeah, you need to go out and buy socks.
What are
dude.
these feet not allowed?
Yeah, you need to go out and buy socks.
I've got illegal feet.
Yeah, I don't think socks.
Or
supposed to
these
do
are
that,
simply
man.
just your socks.
Yeah, you do that a lot too. Because I'll find
Because this sock, the left sock,
I'll find
left
I'll
sock.
find tearing holes in my socks and
Yeah,
be
like this one. This one's got a hole in it.
like actual good socks like that I just got. And I'll be like, how in the world did I get tears in these socks? I'll be like, oh yeah, Josh probably used them.
Okay.
And I was like, dude, you're like 3 shoe sizes bigger than me. Why? Are you
I
trying to wear my
guess it's
socks?
about time we end the episode here.
Yeah, I think so.
It's been good.
It's been good.
I regret this.
Well, to end off the episode, have you done anything embarrassing from your childhood that you'd like to share?
Never
Never embarrassed yourself?
never mention anything that
Yeah.
I've done.
I can think of a few things.
Bring it up and you die now.
I'm good with that. Anyway.
Anyways, thank you all for joining. This was a mistake. If you want, you can follow us on our various platforms that we have in the description. YouTube,
That's a place.
YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and something else. See ya.